Hi everyone, welcome to the Schedule Builder tutorial. In this video, I'll walk through the basics of using Schedule Builder so you can review your fall schedule and make changes if you'd like before enrolling. We'll cover how to select the correct term in campus, import your block schedule, search for classes, find a general education course, use filters to narrow your search, understand seat availability, reserve seats, and wait lists, add a class, swap a class or section, enroll in your updated section, all that. So let's go ahead and get started. So to open Schedule Builder, first step is going to be go ahead and log into your Cal Poly portal. Once you do that, you can open Student Center here on the left. And then you can go ahead on the left again and click Enrollment, and then click Schedule Builder. It's the first tab under Enrollment. So when Schedule Builder opens, you'll have the option to import your classes. Many incoming students will receive a pre-built block schedule before registration even starts. These are the courses that have been already added to your schedule by the registrar's office. So you'll go ahead and import those courses using Schedule Builder. And this won't change your enrollment at all. It just imports your current schedule so you can review it and make changes if you'd like. So go ahead and give you an example of how to do that. If you just click import courses on the right, you can import your already enrolled courses. They should pop up there. You can also import courses from your shopping cart. There's that as well. So now you can see all the classes that were imported. Just take a moment to look over your schedule, review the course, title, and unit amount, and then you may decide that you're perfectly happy with your schedule exactly as it is, and that is perfectly okay. But if you have room in your schedule or you'd like to explore other options, Schedule Builder makes it really easy to do that. Let's see. Um, so let's say you've looked at your schedule and realized you have room for one more class, or you're planning to swap one of your enrolled courses for another, like a GE. We will now cover how to search for classes and use the appropriate filters. So there are several ways to search for classes in Schedule Builder. You can search by subject, course number, course title, instructor, or general education requirement. For this example, we'll search for a course that fulfills a general education requirement. Um, so first, you're going to want to make sure that you've selected the correct term. For this example, we'll choose fall semester 2026. That'll be right at the top. And make sure it says fall semester 2026. Next, you'll be asked to select a campus. For most students, you'll select main Cal Poly campus unless you've been specifically instructed otherwise. This is the correct option. Main campus, not any of the other ones. For this example, we're going to be searching for a GE, which is a general education course. We will select under section filters, right here, section filters, GE area 1. So this will be the general GE area. So we'll do area 1. After that, it says if GE select area, so then we will select 2026 or later and we'll do 1C. Next, we're required to select the subject. Now, and since we've filtered for G area 1C courses, it'll only give us options that meet that criteria. So you can go through and it looks like there's comms and honors sections. So for this example, I'm going to click on comms. After that, I'm going to select the catalog number. So there's these ones. There's 1101, 1102. For example, I've decided I'm going to do 1101, just a regular public speaking option. So now that I've selected all those filters and got what I want, I can go ahead and click Add Course. It should show up right there. So let's pause here for a quick recap. I've imported my courses and I've selected a class using filters such as campus, GE area, subject, and catalog number. These are the required filters to complete in order to search for a GE. You need all of those. If you'd like to narrow your search even further, you can use additional filters. For example, you might look for classes that only meet on certain days, fit within a particular time of the day. Maybe you've only got time in the morning, only time at night. Or they're taught by a specific instructor, they're offered in a particular instructional mode. So maybe you need an asynchronous class or hybrid, or you want only an in-person. You can do that too. And those will all be found here. See session, class status, modality, unavailable time, minimum break time, all that sort of stuff. Let's see. So as you apply the filters, your search results will update automatically, which makes it easier to find classes that fit your schedule and your preferences. Just remember that the more filters you apply, the fewer results you'll see. So if you're not finding what you're looking for, try removing a filter or two to broaden your search and see if you can find anything that way. You can use more filters if you'd like. However, for example, I just want to look at all different Comms 1101 sections for the fall semester. So now that I've added the courses does not mean that I am enrolled. Again, it does not mean that I'm enrolled. I've only added it to my schedule builder. I'm now going to scroll down and click on select sections. So you'll do that on the right here. Select sections. And then you can see all the different sections that are being offered of Comms 101 for the fall. As I look through the sections, there are a couple different things to keep in mind. One, seat availability. As you review all the available sections, you'll notice information about seat availability. Some sections may have open seats while others may already be full. You'll also see whether a waitlist is available for a section. Looking at the information before you enroll can help you decide which section is the best fit for you. Let's see if we can find an example of that. This one. Let's see. Reserved seats. Let's see. So let's go over reserved and unreserved seats first, actually. So another important thing to understand is the difference between reserved and unreserved seats. Some classes have a certain number of seats for specific groups of students, such as students in a particular major academic program. Unreserved seats are available to any student who meets the enrollment requirements. So as long as you meet the prerequisites, you can enroll if there's unreserved seats open. It's important to know that seeing open seats doesn't always mean you'll be able to enroll. If the remaining seats are reserved for a different group of students, you'll receive an enrollment error, even though seats may be technically available. If that happens, don't worry, it doesn't necessarily mean anything is wrong, just usually means the remaining seats are reserved. Let's see. And then if a class is full, you may have the option to join a wait list. Joining a wait list doesn't guarantee that you'll get a seat, but it does give you the opportunity to be considered if a space does become available. If you decide to join a wait list, you'll continue through the enrollment process just like you would for any other class. We can go through these and see, like, this one has got a wait list open, but only one reserved seat. And the important thing about waitlists too, sometimes it gets a little bit confusing with the 94 out of 99. Sometimes people think that means there's 94 people on the wait list. It's opposite. So 99, the number on the right, is how many seats are possible for the wait list. So there's 99 seats. 94 means there's 94 open seats. So it looks like only 5 people are on the wait list. So if you join this wait list, you'd be number 6. That's kind of how that works. So I can go ahead and unselect the ones I don't want. Maybe I don't want this one. So you can just go through, or if you want to go through and unselect that. Yeah, you just unselect whichever ones you want, to keep. There's a lot of sections for Comms 1 and 101, the example that I chose, but it's all up to you. Then you'll just click OK. So once you found the sections or sections you'd like to take or consider, you just click the check mark. Let's see. Make sure it's the check mark here, it's selected. That's how it'll add it to your schedule. And then you're going to click Build Schedule. So the sections that will now appear will appear with the rest of my schedule in calendar form. I've selected a lot of different sections that I want to consider taking, which is one strategy to do it. You can also go through and select just a couple that you like. For this example, I just left most of them there, which is honestly what I've done in my experience. So I can then see what they'll look like with all my other classes. And once I see the section I want to move forward with, I can then enroll from it. Let's see. This is that calendar view I'm talking about. And it looks like there's 40 different options. These are all different possible schedules that also include comms. Let's see, right here. So I can find a schedule that works best for me. Maybe I want to leave my Tuesdays open. So then maybe decide I want to do this. You can also favorite schedules, which is helpful. So I can make a couple different options. Maybe I like this one. I like my Tuesday, Thursdays open. So maybe we do that. So then let's say I've decided this is the one for me. I can go ahead and enroll in the class. You just click enroll here, and then you will want to go ahead and select the section. There's also this validate feature. You can use this to make sure you meet the prerequisites for the class. So maybe if you're not necessarily sure you want to enroll yet, you can go ahead and do that though and see if you meet the prerequisites. Then you will click enroll. You'll click on the course. And then this is where you have the option to do graded or credit, no credit. It's always just a safe bet to click graded. Credit, no credit, you can always do later. I suggest talking to an advisor with that. If you have a permission number, you can also put it in right here. You would select waitlist of classes full. And then if you'd like to replace one class or section with another, you can use the swap feature right here. You'd select the class you'd like to replace, then choose the new class instead. So maybe say I wanted to take comms instead of my child learning development education class. Using swap is recommended because once you drop a class, it is final. Um, and if there's no seats open, your seat will go to someone on the wait list. So swapping will only enroll you in the preferred class, the comms 101, 1101 in this example, if there's an open seat. And once you've enrolled and are officially enrolled in the preferred class, it'll drop from the class that you're wanting to complete the swap with. So in this example, education 2207. That way you won't accidentally lose your seat if the new class isn't available. Um, there we go. So once you're happy with your schedule, you're ready to enroll, go ahead and click enroll. Let's see. And you can go ahead and click save. And this is where you would click enroll. I'm going to not do that because I don't want to mess up my schedule. But if your enrollment was successful, it'll take a moment for the results to appear. But you would click this, it'll process your requested changes, it'll take a moment. If your enrollment was successful, you'll see a confirmation message. If it couldn't be added, Schedule Builder will explain why. Some common reasons include prerequisites, time conflict, reserved seats, or classes that have already reached capacity. Reading these messages carefully can help you understand what happened, what the next step should be. And we are a great tool if you need some help with that. You can always send us an email. We can help you with that as well. Some final tips before your enrollment appointment. Um, review your schedule one more time. It's always good to just review it again. Have a few backup classes or sections in mind. If you've got your mindset on very specific sections, sometimes it can be kind of hard if that one we didn't have a lot of availability. So just have a couple backup sections or backup classes. Double check you've selected the sections you want, especially in this schedule builder function. There's so many sections and you can unselect all the ones that you don't want. If your Monday, Wednesday is packed, you can unselect everything that's on Monday, Wednesday. Definitely use that feature. And then log in a few minutes before your enrollment appointment begins so you're able to enroll as soon as your registration window starts. I think that is another great feature with these favorited classes. You can favorite a class earlier, pick your schedule, and then log in a couple minutes before your enrollment appointment. Click enroll straight from here and just enroll in your classes. Um, well, thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you feel more confident using Schedule Builder. We're always here to help, but Schedule Builder is a wonderful tool to help you build your schedule. Thank you.